All right, at the top of your packet, please put your first and last name. I hope you all had a fabulous break. Today is the 7th. Okay, today's the 7th. The things that are due this week, let's write that in. We have our warm up, which of course is due on Friday. We do that in class, but if you're absent, you can watch the video for that day, okay? Anytime you're absent, you can always watch the video, the daily video, okay? That's if you're absent. Our homework is going to be due this week. We're going to do day 1, 2, and 3. Okay, we're not going to do the last day, the 4th day, because we were not here on Monday. So the homework, what we're doing is days 1, 2, and 3. And this is going to be due on Friday. Okay, we just have 3 days this week because 3 days of homework this week because yesterday was Labor Day.
So cancel what, Monday?
No, we're doing day 1, 2, and 3. So the last day we cancel out. Okay. If you missed that, please make sure that you again watch the daily video. I am going to do tutoring this week if you need it. Please ask for tutoring. We have virtual tutoring this week. If you need it, please make sure that you ask for it. Okay. We have a rotation activity that will be due this week as well. Okay. These are the things that are going to be due this week. If you did not finish the quiz from last week, you need to finish the quiz from last week ASAP. Okay? If you didn't finish the quiz from last week, I think everyone's finished with that quiz. Raise your hand if you haven't taken the quiz from Friday. Okay, it's online. It's on the Canvas page. So please go and take the quiz. Yes, babe. It was on paper though, right? Yes. Any questions about the quiz from last week? All right. Okay. Do you need to know where to find the quiz from last week on Canvas? Do you know where to find it? Okay, good deal. All right. This was No School Here. Today is Tuesday, and we're going to write down our EQs. We're going to do the warm up. The warm up that we're going to do today is that problem number 1 on Monday. It's the first problem on Monday that we're going to do. Okay. Then we're going to take notes in our interactive notebook on rotations. The homework for tonight is day 1 on rotations. If I have time at the end of class, I'll help you get started with the homework. Please make sure you pay attention to the lesson today because the lesson today will help you with your homework. The agenda is right here on the board if you want to write that down. We're going to try to get to the practice today. I did write that on the board. We're going to try. If we don't, we'll have more practice tomorrow. Okay? Let's write down our essential questions. We got 3 essential questions. The essential questions will be a grade this week. I should have wrote that down, but it will be a grade this week, okay? Mr. Oberlin wants you guys to go on his Canvas page, okay? The first question is, what are the different types of transformations? What are the different types of transformations? What are the different types of transformations? And remember, there are four. Okay, there are four. Number two, what is the difference between pre-image and image? What is the difference?
Miss Red, can I tell them something real quick?
Oh, yes, go ahead.
Guys, if she's taking the trouble to write this down up there for you, you need to make sure that you're writing it down as well. So please write down everything that she writes down up there.
Thank you. What is the difference between pre-image and image? This will be for grade at the end of the week, okay? We're going to write the answers on Friday, or you're going to answer the questions on Friday, okay? I want you to give me the definition for pre-image, and I'm going to leave some space, and then the definition for image. I'm going to leave some space, okay? The last question, I want you to describe how to perform the three transformations that we should have completed by Friday, okay? So describe, and you should be able to do this in your own words by Friday. Describe how to perform. And the transformations that I want you to describe is translation. I'm going to leave some space. How do you perform a translation? We did that last week. Then how do you perform? You might need a little bit more space for that. How do you perform a reflection? And then the last one that we're going to do this week is rotation. We may get to dilation, we may not. It's just going to depend on how well we understand rotation. Okay? And this is a short week, so I don't want to press it. Okay? I'm going to pause for the calls to give you a chance to catch up. Okay? Everyone should have a calculator. We are going to do, let's mark out Monday. We're going to do this for Tuesday. Mark out the second one. We're only going to have time to do that first one. I want to give you time to think about it on your own first before I show you how to do it. Okay. The circumference of a circle is 215 centimeters. What is the length of the radius rounded to the nearest centimeter? So we're going to round it to the nearest whole number, okay? Or whole centimeter. All right, so the formula for circumference, there are two of them. I'm going to write them at the top. The formula for circumference, because we're talking about circumference in this problem. The first, one of the formulas is pi d. D stands for diameter. C, of course, stands for circumference. The other formula for circumference is C, which is circumference, is equal to 2 pi r. And in this case, r stands for the radius. R stands for the radius here. Okay, I'm going to pause for the calls to give you a chance to see if you can try to figure out what you can do to figure out what the radius is. If they give you the circumference, which is the 215, how do you find the radius? I'll pause for the calls. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see what we come up with. Okay, so we're going to use the formula that has the radius in it because it's asking us for the radius. So we're going to rewrite this formula and solve for r, or the radius. So let's write, if you haven't done so, please write this in. C, the circumference, is equal to 2 times pi times r, which is the radius. Please write that in. Okay? Now we are going to substitute the values that we know so that we can find the value that we don't know or that we're trying to find, which is the r, or the radius. So the value that we know is the 215. 215 is the circumference. So we're going to plug that in for C. So we're going to put 215 in the place of C. Okay. Now we're going to solve for r because we're trying to figure out what the radius is or what r is equal to. So that means we need to get rid of the 2 and we need to get rid of the pi. The operation that's between these numbers or symbols is multiplication. What's the opposite of multiplication? Division. So in order to get rid of 2 and pi, you have to do the opposite of multiplication, which is what? Division, yes. Yes, baby, you can come up here. So let's divide both sides by this 2 pi. So that r is now by itself. Because you want to figure out what is r. So when I divide 2 divided by 2, that gives me 1. Pi divided by pi also gives me 1. So on this side, I'm left with 1r or just r. Now I need to figure out what this is. So this is where my calculator comes in. I'm going to take my calculator and I'm going to say 215 divided by 2 pi. Okay, so let's type this in together. I'm going to clear my screen. This is how you clear second plus 712. I'm going to do it again. Hold on. The second button, the plus button down here. Then I go to 7, which is reset, 1 and 2. Say it again, Ms. Reyes, so I can get it. Okay, it's second plus 7, 1, 2. Second plus 7, 1, 2. That's how I clear. Second, the plus button, then 7, 1, and 2. So now that my calculator is cleared, I'm going to type this in. 215 divided by, and I want to say 2 pi. I'm going to divide it by 2 pi. And I can put 2 pi in parentheses, 2, parentheses, 2. Where is my pi? Anybody see the pi on the calculator anywhere? Can you find it?
No, I just put 3.14.
Can anybody find the pi on the calculator? Anybody see it? It's looking right at you.
Oh, it's below clear.
It's right below clear. You see right here? And what color is pi? It's yellow. So if you press the yellow button and then you press this button, which is called a caret key. Don't know why it's called a caret key. It's just called a caret key. Then that gives you pi in the calculator. Then close the parentheses because you want 2 pi to be together on the bottom of the fraction. Bless you. I don't know what that is really. All right, press enter. I know. I just didn't know what it. I didn't know whether to say bless you or get some water or something. All right, so this gives us 32. So look, so here, if we round it to the nearest whole number, it's going to be just 34. It's just going to be 34 as the whole number. So this is about 34. So instead of putting equals, I'm going to put the squiggly lines because that's about. So we got 34 about. This right here is about. So we're going to learn a little bit at a time about the calculator and about symbols and things like that, okay?
Ms. Reyes, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So we have a formula there, C equals pi r.
Mhm.
You divided both sides.
Mhm.
When you divided, did you divide 2 pi r? Did you divide those two together?
I divided it at the same time.
Right.
I could have done it separately. I could have divided by 2, and then I could have divided by pi,
Okay.
but I would have still ended up with the same answer.
So when you divided it into the 215, were you dividing 2 pi into that or 2 pi r?
No, just 2 pi.
Just 2 pi.
Yeah, because r is what I'm trying to find, so I leave r alone.
Okay.
And I want to get r by itself, so I need to move the 2 and the pi, but not the r. I'll leave it there.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? All right, let's go ahead and let's look at our homework so we can label it. This is what we're doing for tonight's homework. It's Tuesday, day 1. Day 2 is going to be what we're gonna do for Wednesday's homework. Okay, which is more rotations. And turn on the back. And we're going to do this for Thursday. Okay. Mark out 4th day. We're not going to do the 4th day, okay? All right. Any questions about what your homework is going to be this week? Okay. Please make sure that you put this in your folder so that you don't lose it, and take out your interactive notebook. Please put this in your folder so that you don't lose it. Take out your interactive notebook. We did the last page we were on was page 15. We're going to do a new page, page 16. I'm going to pause for the call so you can catch up, okay? All right, good people. Okay. Can you see over there, sweetheart? Are you going to be okay? It's Q1 at the top. If not, then you can just move back, okay? All right, so this is going to be page 16. And the title of this page is going to be Rotations. I'm going to give you an overview of rotations, and then I'm going to give you a little slip with notes on it that we're going to paste on the next page. All right, here we go. All right, what is rotation? What is rotation? When we rotate, what does that mean? To do what?
Flip.
No, flip is reflection.
Turn.
To turn. Very good. To turn. Rotation is to turn a shape or object / object on the coordinate plane. On the coordinate plane. All right. Yes, baby. I don't. Is there not a lead pencil in your pencil pouch? Okay. Can you look in the pencil pouch, the other pencil pouch that's in front of you? I think I might have. Here's the pencil here. Yeah, I don't. You probably could try to use the pencil sharpener. I'm not sure that it works very well, but just use that. All right. How do you turn is the question. How do you turn? There are 2 types of turns, okay? There's either a clockwise turn or a counterclockwise turn. So we got clockwise, and the hands on the clock, they turn to the right. The abbreviation for a clockwise is CW, and a clockwise means that you're going to turn to the right. Turning right. Okay? If clockwise is turning the shape to the right, then what is a counterclockwise? Which is what? What's a counterclockwise then? Turn to the left. What do you think the abbreviation for counterclockwise is? CCW. So counterclockwise is turn to the left. Clockwise, turn to the right. Counterclockwise, turn to the left. Clockwise, right. Counterclockwise, left. Okay? So now we know what direction to turn our graph in. If they say clockwise, we're going to turn our graph to the right. If it says counterclockwise, we're going to turn our graph to the left. Okay? And how do you turn? You turn in a circle. And we always turn about the origin. All right? How many turns, Miss Reyes? That's the key thing. Now, I know to turn it to the left or to the right now, but how many how many times we're turning it is the question. If it says 90 degrees, that means you're going to turn it one time. That's 90 degrees is one turn. 90 degrees is one turn. If it says clockwise 90 degrees, that's one turn to the right. If it says counterclockwise 90 degrees, that's one turn to the left. 180 degrees. How many turns is 180 degrees? It's two. It's two 90-degree angles, right? 180, 90 plus 90 is 180. That's two turns. So if it says clockwise 180, that's two times to the right. Counterclockwise 180 is two times to the left. Now we have 270 degrees. 270 degrees is three 90-degree angles. So that's three turns. Because 90 plus 90 plus another 90 is 270. So that's going to be three turns. So if it says clockwise 270, that's to the right three times. If it says counterclockwise 270, that's to the left three times. The last degrees that we are going to deal with is, and we rarely deal with this one, is 360. We rarely deal with that one because whether you go to the left or to the right, it's going to be right back in the same place that it was. It's going to be like it didn't move. So this one you rarely see. But this is four turns. Okay? This is four turns. That's four 90-degree angles. 90 plus another 90 plus another 90 plus another 90 is 360. That's four turns. Any questions? All right. Okay, good folks. Let me pause for the calls and give you this sheet real quickly. All right, so you have this sheet right here. We're going to paste this on the next page, but we're going to fill it in first before we paste it on the next page because I need to show you how to do some examples of rotation. Okay? All right, so let's look at this. First at the top, it says a rotation. That's what we put in this blank. A rotation that goes in the first blank is a transformation that turns a figure around a given point called center of rotation. Our center of rotation is always going to be the origin. Okay, our center of rotation is going to be the origin. Now, when you get to other courses, to more advanced courses, they may change the center of rotation. But for this course, our center of rotation, how we're going to spin it, we're going to turn our graph about the origin. Okay, that's how we're going to spin our graph or turn it. The image has the same size and shape as the pre-image. So just because you turn it doesn't mean the shape changes. The size and the shape are going to stay the same. You're just turning it. Okay? The shape and the size are going to remain the same. That means the pre-image and the image are going to be congruent. They're going to be the same shape and the same size. All you're doing is turning the object. It's not going to change the shape and it's not going to change the size. Okay? All right, so now we're going to make some transformations here. Remember that clockwise is to the right. Counterclockwise is to the left. 90, one turn. 180 is two turns. 270 is three turns. And 360 is like it just didn't move. That's why you don't see that down here. Because rarely do they say 360. Okay? Because that means it turned four times, but it didn't really, it looks like it didn't move. Okay? All right. So let's do some moves down here at the bottom. Let's do our pre-image first. We're going to do an A, B, and C. Okay, our A is going to be -3, comma, +4. So let's graph that. This is going to be our pre-image. So we start at the origin. -3 is to the left. 1, 2, 3. And +4 is up. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where we're going to label A. Okay. Our B, I'm going to pause real quickly because I don't want to move too fast for you, okay? Our B is -3, comma, 0. So we're going to go over to the left 3 times. And 0 means it doesn't go up or down. So this is B. So I'm going to label that B. And our C is going to be -6, comma, +2. Okay? So we have 6, -6. So start at the origin and go to the left 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then go up 2. 1, 2. This is C. So we can draw our triangle. This is our pre-image. This is our pre-image. There are no tick marks here because this is the pre-image. The transformation that they want us to do is they want a 90-degree counterclockwise. 90 degrees. How many turns is a 90 degree?
One.
It's one turn. So we're going to put one turn. And is it to the left or to the right? Counterclockwise. Is that left or is that right? That's left. So we're going to pick up our graph, and I'm going to show you how to do a turn. One time to the left. So watch what Miss Reyes does, okay? So look, if we're moving about the origin, that means the origin is going to stay in the same place, okay? So watch this. I'm going to pick up my graph, and I move it one turn to the left. So that's going to be sideways, just like this. My picture should be sideways. That's a one turn to the left. I know it's a complete turn because now this is my new y-axis. This is my new x-axis here. Okay, so now I'm trying to figure out what my new location is going to be for A, B, and C. So let's look at it. Look at my new location for A. Start at the origin. To get to A, I have to go to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's -4. And then I have to go down. 1, 2, 3. That's -3. So it's -4, comma, -3. So my A prime is -4, comma, -3. Please write that in. And we're going to pause there for the call so we can go to the cafeteria, and I'll show you how to complete this problem when we return. I'm going to pause. All right, I'm going to show you how to move this. Again, it's one turn to the left because it says 90 degrees counterclockwise. So that means I'm going to pick my graph up and I'm going to move it one time to the left. That's going to be sideways. You see how the origin stay right where it was? Now this is my new x-axis. This is my new y-axis. My point for B, my new location for B will be right here. This is 0 and -3. So for B, it's going to be 0 and -3. And for C, it's 1, 2, -2, and down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So B is 0 and -3, and C is -2 and -6. All right, I'm gonna write it for you. So B, my new location for B is going to be 0, comma, -3, and my new location for C, C prime, is going to be -2, comma, -6. -2, comma, -6.
What is B?
0, -3. So now I'm going to graph these points. I'm going to graph these points. So this first one right here, A prime, is -4, -3. So start at the origin. Go over to -4. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left. And down 1, 2, 3. This is where A, the new location for A prime is when you turn it. B prime is at 0 and -3. So this is 0 and go down 3. This is B prime. And C prime is -2 and -6. So go over to -2 and then down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is B prime. C prime, I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. This is my pre-image. This is my image. Okay. All right. We will finish this up tomorrow. Okay. We'll finish this up tomorrow. I'll put this in your folder so we can finish it up. After we finish it, then we'll paste it. All right. Row 1 and 2, put your calculators back.